The items that we accept for donations are specific items that we're looking for at the time. We don't have a warehouse, so we don't store things for people. So when we have a need come in, let's say we have a family that needs some beds, at that point, we'll accept the donations for beds. And so we can only accept what we're looking for at the time. And so donations are very important to us because they're very timely. But the neat thing about our donation process is the fact that the people that are donating the item know that within an hour and a half of their donation, it's going right to the family who needs it. And it'll be used that day. So my favorite story was when the family donated a kitchen table in the morning. They knew that that night there was going to be a family sitting around it having a dinner that night around that table. And that made them feel really good about their donation.
That's awesome. I really like that story. So who does Gahanna Bridges support? Like what kinds of people?
Well, we are an advocate-based program, and that means you need to have some type of an advocate represent you if you have a need. And that would be some type of a professional, whether it be a principal, assistant principal, a counselor, a teacher, a social worker, a pastor, a counselor. Some professional has to recognize that the need you have is really a need. And so that advocate then contacts Neighborhood Bridges and says, we have a family that has this need. Is there any way we could collect the donations that are needed to help this family? So as an example, we had a teacher who had a fourth grade student here in Gahanna that could not see the board. She was sitting in the class, and unfortunately, she really needed glasses, but she was so, I don't know what you'd call it, she recognized herself that she needed the glasses, but she didn't want to bring attention to herself that she needed them. But the teacher knew that she did. And the teacher also knew that the family had no way of affording glasses for her. And so the teacher served as the advocate and reached out to Neighborhood Bridges and said, could we get glasses for this student so she can actually see what I'm writing on the chalkboard or on the smart board? That would be very, very helpful. So we went ahead and posted the need, and we had 8 different optometrists and eye doctors that stepped up and said, pick me, I want to be the one that gives her the glasses. So the hard part we had was not finding the glasses, but choosing between 8 doctors as to who'd got to give her the glasses. So it is an advocate-based system, and you have to have somebody that really recognizes that need is real, and then we take care of filling it.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. I love that. I really like that. So how can someone get involved in helping Gahanna Bridges? Because you said that people, if you post something on there, someone can just ask to donate that. How can someone get involved in that process?
Well, there are 2 different types of people that are involved with Neighborhood Bridges, and we just talked about the advocates. The second type of people are the ones you're talking about, and those are our subscribers. And you can subscribe to Neighborhood Bridges by going to neighborhoodbridges.org, and you click on join, and you enter in your email address, and that's all you have to do, and choose the zip code of where you want to hear about the needs. So you simply enter in the Gahanna zip code of 43230, and what will happen is every morning at 10 o'clock, if we have new needs for that day, you're going to receive an email alert right over your phone. And it's going to tell you, here are the needs that we have in Gahanna today. If you can help, click on the I can help button. And that's how you do it. You simply become a subscriber, and you will be right in the loop to receive an alert anytime we have a new need in Gahanna. You can also go to our Gahanna Neighborhood Bridges Facebook page too, because we put our needs out there as well. So you can either follow us on Facebook and find out about our needs there, or you can get the alerts every morning at 10 o'clock right on your phone.
Wow, that's a really good process. I really like that. So are there any ongoing events right now or coming up that you know of for the Neighborhood Bridges and what people need?
As far as current needs, yes. We currently are working on adopting families for Christmas time and helping out families that aren't able to buy presents for their kids. And so we're helping those parents be able to get those presents for their kids. We do have a very young family right now with 3 young children. They're in their 20s, they're married, but they have 3 young children. And unfortunately, the automobile that they have, the repairs to repair the car are more than the car is worth. And both of them are unemployed right now and don't have jobs because of COVID, and they can't afford a new vehicle. So we're trying to find an automobile, a car, or a minivan for them, so that they have the ability to get to the grocery store and get food and get around as a family. Because right now, they unfortunately don't have that. So we are currently looking for someone that would be willing to donate a car. Even if the car has some minor mechanical issues, we have several local repair shops that are willing to donate the time to make those repairs. So that's one of our pressing needs right now. We also have a family who don't have beds. They're sleeping on the floor in their house and they don't have beds. And so we are looking for some twin beds and some queen beds that somebody would be willing to donate, so that they're not sleeping on the floor. They're not even sleeping on air mattresses. They're sleeping on the floor every night. And the big thing about Neighborhood Bridges is we really want to help the children and the students of our school district have a place to lay their head at night and a place to eat their meals. Because if they have a table to sit at and they have a pillow to lay their head on, they're a lot more productive in school than when they don't. And so we are a very strong partner with our school district. Our superintendent and our counselors and our principals and teachers have been fantastic to work with. But we really want to make sure that our students have a comfortable place to call home. And so that's one of the major needs we have right now. Thanks for asking.
Okay, thank you. So you said, is there you said there's around the holidays, like right now you're collecting presents for people who need them to give to their kids. Like what kinds of gifts and age range are you looking for?
Well, for specifics on that, you can actually go directly to our Neighborhood Bridges website, where we've outlined the ages of the kids and the sex of the kids. And then people can decide what they'd like to donate for that. We also were very instrumental in working with Gahanna Gift Shop this year. And this is our third year to work with them. And Gahanna Gift Shop is an awesome opportunity for over 200 families here in Gahanna to come and shop for their kids that don't have the opportunity to do so. And so it was great to partner with Gahanna Gift Shop to make that possible again this year. And we're very thankful for that relationship, to be able to provide toys that were donated through Neighborhood Bridges to help families in that way.
So can people still donate those toys, or is that just already passed?
People can still donate those toys, but I would make sure that you take a look at the website to see what we specifically need.
Okay. Oh, and last thing, what would you say is this charity's main goal?
Well, our main goal and our mission statement is to partner schools and families with Bridges to be able to be a helping hand when it's needed. We also, as a goal, want to partner with other service organizations to take care of needs in our community. So one of our big partners here in town is Grin. Grin is very strong in the way that they take care of putting food on the table for families here in town. And so we enjoy partnering with them, as we did early in COVID from March through July, in doing food drives. And so Bridges serves as an organization to bring people together and to help other organizations with what their missions are. But we also want to make sure that we're available to help people take care of needs that they have within our community. And so our goal is to help people that are in need, have people step up and help meet that need. And so we try to forge those relationships to make that happen.
Sure. Anything else that you want to add?
Okay. So Neighborhood Bridges will be celebrating its fourth anniversary coming up on Martin Luther King Day in January. And in 4 short years, we have grown from 1 community to 28 communities. And Gahanna is number 2. Out of all 28 communities, we're ranked number 2. We will cross over $100,000 in donation worth this year here in December. And what I mean by that, it's not $100,000 cash. It's $100,000 worth of what has been given to our organization, and we are continuing to grow every single year. And Neighborhood Bridges as an organization passed over the $1 million mark as a charity this year in 4 years. And we have done over 136,000 acts of kindness during that 4-year period. And like what I was talking about a kitchen table, that's one out of 136,000 that we've done. And so it's going very, very well. We're very excited about it, and we continue to add communities. We're throughout Central Ohio, the Cincinnati area, and also throughout the state of Alabama, and continuing to grow. But we can't do it without great people that recognize needs and mention them so that we can fill them. So it's been a great run, and Gahanna's leading the way. The only people that are beating out is Dublin. So we got to pass Dublin, but Dublin's number one, we're number two, and it's been great as we close in on our 4-year anniversary coming up here in January.
That's so impressive! Oh my gosh,
So,
that's awesome. So, are you like the leader of Gahanna Bridges, or are you part of the whole organization? Like, do you administrate more than just Gahanna?
that's a very good question. So I serve as the co-area director for Gahanna, along with TJ Wolf, who is a local pastor here in Gahanna. He heads up all the social media and the Facebook side, and my responsibility is to head up coordinating the delivery of all of the things that are donated. So I work with the person who's donating it, and I work with the person who's receiving it, and bring the two together. That's my role. His role is the social media side. On the bigger picture, I work directly with Rick Bannister, who started this whole thing 4 years ago, and he and I actually go back to 7th grade together. So we've known each other for 42 years. And I work with Rick on the business development side of the project by creating the podcast that you can hear about Neighborhood Bridges. It's called our Kindness Cast. And you can ask Alexa, play the Neighborhood Bridges Kindness Cast, and she'll play it for you. We're on Apple Play, and we have a big following with our podcasts. So I produce our podcast each week, but then I also help out with the business development with the project and forging relationships with companies that want to help us. So I forged a relationship with Big Sandy Furniture Store, Big Sandy Superstore, so that if somebody wants to donate a washer or a dryer or some type of household item that they don't own, but they'd like to buy to donate, they can actually do that right through the Big Sandy Superstore website, because Big Sandy put a Neighborhood Bridges page on their website for people to purchase Big Sandy merchandise at a very reduced rate, as long as they're donating it to Neighborhood Bridges.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool.
So they can save on average 30% off of retail if they order, like for instance, we need a kitchen table and somebody goes out to the Big Sandy website, they can save 30% on that kitchen table as long as they're donating it right to Neighborhood Bridges and do it through the Neighborhood Bridges page on the Big Sandy website.